We return now to our documentary about the pandemic school year and pick up with students and staff at South Knoxville Elementary returning to school after spring break.
Put it on your desk.
How old are you, Tanisha?
6.
6. Are you glad to be in school?
I love this school.
And what kind of monster is that?
It is a mixture of monsters.
The first day back in class after spring break offers a chance to reconnect with first grader Elijah.
Very long legs, sharp teeth, skin like a porcupine.
His parents put him in person from day one, but when this 6-year-old and his classmates were forced to go virtual throughout the year, Elijah remembers those days as very horrible.
It is very horrible to go virtual.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's annoying, it wastes your computer's batteries, you can lose your internet.
It's just hard.
Yeah. I drew a nice kitty, and her name is Abby.
How has this year been? Your first year?
It's been hectic. It's been a big learning curve, but every step of the way I feel like I've gotten better.
When you look back, it's spring break now, when you look back at your first week, what would you tell that guy?
It gets better. just keep pressing on.
Like last year, my grades were pretty good, and then when I started virtual, my grades weren't good. Like they were okay, but like they weren't really my normal grades. They went down. I wasn't really learning anything in virtual.
5th grader Aaliyah returned to in-person learning in the spring after spending the entire fall semester learning from home with a different online instructor.
But at virtual, everybody would unmute and ask her questions, and I never really got time to ask questions. And I just felt like I couldn't ask questions, but now I feel like I can ask questions and learn better and understand things when I ask.
And your grades have gone up?
Yes, my grades have gone up a lot.
Even a temporary move for weather or virus didn't go over well with the students in this class.
And they have voiced this to me. When they've had to go virtual, it was not, they felt like they weren't learning as much. They have voiced that to me. And I have to agree, because when we went virtual, the children that would normally come and ask me questions didn't ask me questions. I would get work back that I was like, this is not what you usually give me in the classroom.
But at the start of school, you would have thought, no way we're making it to spring break.
Yes, at the beginning of school, I thought there is no way. I was optimistic for Labor Day, and then the next milestone was fall break. So I'm very happy that we've made it to spring break. About a third of our school was virtual at the beginning, and now we have about 10% virtual.
Wow.
So it's really dramatically went down.
What percentage of the staff is vaccinated now?
We are about 40%. We have a spirit of optimism, and what can we do? Okay, we have COVID, let's go to the next level. Whereas I think prior to Christmas, it was like, oh gosh, COVID's weighing us down, this is awful. I think we've flipped a switch on that. I think we've learned a lot of lessons about how important relationships are, in regard to our families. I feel like our school families are a lot closer because of COVID. I can't say enough about all of the businesses around this area that have come out and lent a hand or given us a free pizza or just, sent cards of encouragement. It's been really a humbling experience for me.
The 45-day push from late March to late May included 5th graders seeding, planting, and tending to a garden. It serves as a symbolic parallel to the efforts of educators at South Knoxville Elementary across this pandemic school year. In the face of interruptions, masks, and physical distancing, persevering and pushing for progress.
It has been a wild ride, to say the least, but it has been a fun ride. Ups and downs, but overall more ups.
His first grade students and parents felt the same. We spoke to Elijah's mom and dad on the first day and the last.
The first 2 weeks of school this year was teaching them how to use the laptop just in case, the entire economy shut down again. They've made it through the year. They've kept the kids safe and healthy. From where he was a year ago to where he is today, we can definitely tell a big difference in his reading and his writing.
2020 closed with fifth graders taking part in a graduation the whole school hoped would happen.
The best thing I remember about this year is just watching the students grow and mature and become more independent and become positive leaders.
I will miss most with with the teachers that have been in this foundation, this little ball of happiness that we call a school.
Really tough on us, but like in a good way. And I'll miss that a lot.
What I will miss most is all my teachers and my principal. I love my teachers and my principal.
I was very pessimistic to begin with and I guess scared of the future. But as the school year went on, just adapting and changing gears, not even week by week, but day by day, the resilience of this staff and these kids just amazed me.
Okay, think in your head right now, think what it is in your mind that you are.
Boy, it's interesting to look back. And John, those teachers gave you the unvarnished truth. State test scores out this week showed the big majority of students in elementary school struggling to meet grade level across the board in reading, science, and math.
Some big gaps, Beth. I asked Ann Leffler, that fifth grade teacher, about it. She says a big part of that was the learning loss they saw when school shut down in spring break of 2020. So a long time ago, from there through summer, right up until the first part of the fall of last year, that was a big gap. And she says to make that up will take time to get students back on track. You can watch the full documentary right now through our WBIR YouTube page or at WBIR.com.